Grego's here. Let's have an update of Elvis. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, this is, yeah, Maria McKee. From the greatest movie of all time, Kill Bill. So, no, it wasn't from Kill Bill. The second greatest movie, bloody, what's it called? Pulp Fiction. No, look, you know, each to their own. Everyone enjoy what you enjoy. I should have some Elvis on because this is obviously Elvis's video. But there'll probably be some crazy ass copyrights saying you can't use Elvis's music in the background. Yeah, so where are we up to? We're up to some bare metal, baby. So this is not the deck lid that's on there, which was a bit rusty, I think. So this was an original, undamaged, yeah, still in its original paint. It definitely had only the one layer. It was super easy to sand back. But the only thing is this standard, what I call standard all Beatles rust there. So we will put a nice little patch in there, and it'll be an absolute mint door. So, other than we're trying to work out why it was done like that, the hinge thing, and we sort of worked out that maybe they didn't have a welder and they just needed it fixed. And if you don't have a welder, then riveting is next best on the thing. So I stripped a couple of these guards a little while ago, and a couple more today. So pretty good overall. It's a little bit underneath the headlight bucket there. Now I've already been starting the hammer and dolly process on these ones. Now that I think it was put in the last, sorry, I'm just going to lift this up. It was put in the last, on my post that I put on Facebook about the last owner has, yeah, basically folded that lip down for the wide tyres. I think we've been through this, yeah. So the thing is, we've got to try and get this lip back out and rounded. It was also like welded in that place there, so we had to break the weld, put a couple of cuts in it, and get this back out again. And now we've just got to manipulate that and try and round it. So we want it to feel, you know, you want to be able to, beetle guards are just that shape. You want to be able to rub your hand under here and it be smooth and round. So that's the mission, that's the hard part. As far as rust goes, it's pretty good. So that's more of there was a dent there rather than rust, but we'll need to address that. Need to get this line that's in there like the other side. So this is supposed to have a nice smooth transition here where the running board goes. But this one here, yeah, it's taken a hit or whatever. So the back guards are better in a way because they've still got their nice smooth lip there underneath. So we're trying to make this as good as possible. Like, definitely, you know, it's no Type 1 Restorations Buddy Hale job, but we are pushing to make it a really one of the best 67s around for a reasonable budget. So, and budgets are one of those things. It's like, it's a piece of string, you know what I mean? Like, you can spend, you know, 10K on a car and go, well, that's my life savings. That's everything I got. That should get a good job. And then other people are like, have no budget. If it costs 100,000 plus, that's okay too. So so everyone's different. Everyone's idea of a budget is different. We try and work with all budgets, but there's a limit to what you can do. Let's just we've had some wild weather, some freezing cold weather, but let's just look at that. Oh, majestic. So yeah, that's Toowoomba Range up there, in case you didn't know. Like, Toowoomba's on top of a hill, and that's them up there. So yeah. Oh, Andrew's come down to be in the video. Yes, sure thing. So yeah, that's where we're up to with Minty, with Elvis. So that was the OG colour, Savannah Beige or whatever it was. But so these, what I'm going to do is get the guards. I'm going to do a heap of hammer and dolly work, and I'm going to get them blasted, well, mainly on the inside really, and the headlight buckets. So that's that combination of quick job versus good job. So yeah, so we've got, when we did this first guard to bring this lip down, you know, that's just a little bit of a split there is to happen. And this one here is where it's been welded before. So when they initially flattened it down, it must have split then. And yeah, so real shame about that. Because as far as rust goes, there's not that much on there. So yeah, not much welding needed. You just got to make sure that all your mounting holes and that are all okay. So you check out the backs of the guards there and flatten them all out and make sure there's none of them are split. So that's just part of the work that's going into Elvis. And yeah, super. What's that? You need the keys. Oh. Take the keys. Go to table tennis. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, so what we're going to do is get the whole car virtually in metal. We're working with all the loose panels first, so that I'm going to take the bonnet and the doors off probably tomorrow actually, and so everything will all be stripped down to bare metal. And I've just only given that an initial hammer and dolly because it was way worse than that. But you can see on this one where I haven't spent much time at all on yet. There's, you know, she's a little bit, needs to come in there, and so you just got to get the right shape dolly for the back of it. I'll give you an example. So this is a slapping spoon, which you can also use the dolly. You can use that spoon and hit it with a regular hammer on the other end. But this is a type of dolly that's, you can see that curve on the back, and it's slightly off flat on the bottom. Yeah, so that actually sits in there and sits nice and flat with the curve on it, facing the right way. You wouldn't do it that way, you have it that way. Get it in behind there and tappy on the top, and you know, you don't want to go bullet at a gate, and that's why this spoon here, because it's got a big face on it, it's actually, it works the metal at a good pace, not as fast as a direct hit of a smaller, like a hammer, but with the spoon it's working over a bigger area, so I'd almost call it safer. So you can see where I've got it marked. I used a texter, and you can see the low points there where I've still got to dress it up. I've only just sort of started that to see how it would go. Oh, man. I'm actually looking for some dye that they use. It's a spray-on dye. Having trouble finding it in Australia anyway. All the metalworking guys use it, and you spray it on, dries really quick, and then you can file it, hammer and dolly it, and where the dye is will only stay in the low points, and you just keep working it till all the dye disappears. Then you've got it absolutely mint. So minimal body filler, but people are making body filler out to be a bad word. It sure is not, and most high-end cars definitely have body filler in it. You can call it polyester spray, it's all bog one way or the other, but it's how it's what it's going over. Correctly prepared surface, thickness levels are important, and the whole process, walking around all the time, the whole process of a good filler job is like underrated. It's a job in itself. And people go, oh, I just, I want a car with zero filler in it. That's okay if you can pay a metal technician. All technicians in a way. But so the stigma around body filler needs to change, because and the process now has come a long way. The fillers have come a long way from what they were in the past, and now what they're doing on high-end cars, when I say high-end I mean like full-on show cars, end to end, they're putting a layer on from front to back with all the doors, with all their catches on and everything, even their rubbers behind it and everything, to set the doors as they're going to be, and end to end. So it used to be like, oh, we'll chase a few low points and whatever. No, they run it end to end now, and you use a very hard sanding block, polycarbonate block, and you're removing 90% of that. But that 10% that's left behind, from front to back, so that it's absolutely perfect, don't underestimate how important that filler is. So so of course it's abused, and the cheaper the job, the less metal work is going to go into it, and the more filler it's going to go into it. So but so this, by the time I finish dressing all this, I want only a very minimal amount, and that's cool, considering the amount that I've taken off. Probably can see it on the ground outside, but it's getting dark now. It was a lot more filler in before. Now this is the thing, what I found with Elvis, that it looked very original. In other words, the paint had faded, and it looked like it hadn't, it was like pretty much not too much worked on in the past. But as it's turning out, definitely with the guards, or fenders as they call it in the USA, so definitely with this, that these have definitely been painted before, so we knew where they'd actually folded that lip around. There's all been heat shrinks all across there to try and tuck it in, or whatever they've done with it. So we're trying to return it back as close as we can without going silly. I don't want to spend 50 hours on just one guard to get it perfect. So it's just, there is compromises with everything. So so we can look forward to seeing what the body's like. So this, because this door came off another car, it was definitely never been painted, never been damaged. But all these guards had quite a bit of filler on them. There's a few dints there. I've actually knocked out most of them now. There was quite a deep dent. You might still be able to see it. Yeah, it was through there. So that just needs a final dressing. So I've got these pretty good already, but you can see just that hint of low points and high points when you run the file over it. It shows up the lows. So yeah, it's not a crazy ass budget, but it's good enough that we can spend a bit of time getting them as good as possible. So yeah, so that's the update for Elvis, and looking forward to getting stuck into the body. So we're actually going to get the body, do all the loose panels first before we separate the body from the pan. We're leaving that as long as possible. Then the pan will be, we'll have to take the motor out, etc, etc, and the pan will need to be sandblasted along with the body itself. So and if we strip the outside of the body itself like this by hand, then there'll only just be the dash and all the door reveals, the insides, heater channels and all that we'll be able to get to properly. So yeah, we'll be able to make sure that it's a healthy, rust-free car that's gonna look mint. So yeah, we will talk later, and be good. Bye.